In this video, I'm going to show you how, with the help of artificial intelligence, to write 10 times more blog posts in half the time. Hi, my name is Enter Name, and I want to share with you a strategy that will allow you to post 10 times more content than normal without having to spend most of your day writing. Let me show you how it's done. I don't know if you caught that the entire introduction was actually written by the artificial intelligence tool that we're going to use to write blog posts in this video. So we're going to be using an AI assistant. And what I mean by assistant is you have to write some of it. You have to have the outline, but the artificial intelligence engine is going to be able to help you with your writing. It's a writing assistant. It doesn't write, well, it writes for you, but it doesn't write the entire thing for you. So just think it's going to do about 70% of the work, and you're going to do 30% of the work by putting in the human touches, understanding the subject, and guiding the writing assistant. I'm going to show you how we'll do a list post in this video. That sounds perfect to me. So let me show you my process for using artificial intelligence. And I've been using this as a tool, and it's been working out fantastic. I'm going to show you how to do a list post though right now in this video. Whenever you're making a blog post, you can't jump right into it. The very first step is always going to be to do some keyword research. Usually when you're writing a blog post, you want it to show in Google for a certain keyword phrase. So it's crucial that you do some keyword research. Now there's lots of paid keyword research tools. Here's one that it's limited, but you can do keyword research here for free, and this is Ubersuggest. I'm also going to show you this free keyword research tool right here, WordStream, and this is all right. And there's lots of free keyword research tools that come and then go. So you can choose whichever one that you want. So Ubersuggest will let you do 3 keyword searches, and kind of what we're trying to see is what phrase generates traffic, because why try to create a blog post for a phrase that no one ever searches? So I'm going to enter in the phrase best video hosting right here and then click on search. And it's going to have me do this little CAPTCHA thing. Unfortunately, Ubersuggest used to be completely free, and then they tightened it up, I think last year. So, okay, I just put in best video hosting. I already knew this wasn't going to be a heavily searched term. So let's go down here and see what we're looking at in traffic. And we're actually not looking at significant traffic. So right here, best video hosting, and you can see only 170 people search that per month, and you can see related keyword phrases. So now this depends on what you're writing. So if you're writing something related to what you want to directly sell, this actually might not be so bad. It's not super competitive, and you know, if I could capture some of this traffic and convert it into sales, it might be worth spending 2 hours or so to put together a full blog post targeting best video hosting, but also best video hosting platforms, websites, best video hosting for online courses, and capture all of this. But not all keyword research tools are going to be super accurate as well. They'll be close and they'll give you an idea, but we can already see that this doesn't have a lot of search traffic. I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and let's go ahead and try that search right here in WordStream. And so let me just go ahead and do find my keywords. And this is going to give us some additional information. And we also have the competition for the phrase, the cost per click, and that's when there's advertising going behind the keywords. So we can go ahead and choose one of these keywords or several of these keywords that we want to target for our blog post. There's also many paid keyword research tools. I use the paid tools, but I just wanted to show some free tools for this video. I use SEMrush, but there's also Ahrefs. Those are probably the 2 most well-known and popular ones, but there's a whole list of different keyword research tools. But it's very important to start with the keyword research. Now, the second step is to write a content brief. So let's go ahead and go through that one. There are some tools that make this process easier. What we're trying to do with a content brief is to identify our competition, what they're doing, what they're writing about, what phrases that they're using repeatedly. We're trying to find out how long our post should be to compete with their posts. We're trying to look at their headings that they use in their content. And ultimately, we're trying to come up with an outline for the blog post. Now, let me show you some tools that you can use. A lot of people on the channel already have a phrase account. I have a phrase account. What this tool will do is go and do a lot of the research for you. I also have a Market Muse account. This is another paid service that will go and do all this research for you. And there's also a free tool that I'm going to show you how to use in this video. Everyone should have this in their browser. It's an extension that's free, and it's for Chrome, and there's also one for Firefox. It's called SEO Minion. And so we have this little SEO Minion icon there. And when you go to any website, you can click on it right here, and it gives you a lot of data from that page in these different tabs. So for a blog post, it's going to tell us the different headings that they're using, how long it is, and stuff like that. And for on-page SEO, it's going to let us know the SEO description that they used. Here you can see, here's the headings on the page. So it breaks a lot of this information down for us. So I'm going to start my writing process in Phrase, and it's going to help me put together this content brief by doing all the research. Now you can do all the research manually as well as with the help of SEO Minion, but let me kind of show you what Phrase is doing, a professional tool, and you can easily see what it's doing, and you can manually do it if you want. So first, this is going to be for a new content brief, and then I'll put my search query right here, and then I'll go ahead and click on that button. So now what's happening is Phrase is going out to the top 20 listings when you go to Google and enter that phrase, and it's gathering data. It's looking at how long those posts are about, the headings they use, the commonality of phrases that are used in those tools. So here it's making some suggestions. So out of the top 18 results, so this time it didn't do the top 20, did the top 18. It says here the average post is going to be 2,300 words. So that is the word count that I want to target, maybe 2,500 to go beyond that. On average, there's 5 headings. On average, there's 5 links, and there's 7 images. So instead of me having to manually go and figure that out, which you can easily do yourself as well, these tools just kind of do all that number crunching for you. So here I am, and this right here is what it's doing. It's going to Google, searching the term, and it's pulling up all the blog posts right here, and it's just gathering a lot of data. So you can see when I go back into Phrase right here, it's going to list out those top results. So here's the number 1 result. It's showing me all the headings that they used. And if I want, I can even drill down deeper into the content. So when I click this, I can read what is under that heading. So it's nice because I can go here and I can see what all of these different top results are saying. I can see what their recommendations are for those video hosting services as well. So when I go here, it's just mimicking this same information. So let me go ahead and click on it. Here it is, the 10 best video hosting solutions to consider for 2021. Now, using that free extension, if you didn't have a tool for creating briefs, you can use SEO Minion. You could go right here and it says Analyze On-Page SEO. So I can go ahead and click on that. It's going to give me the description that they wrote, their SEO meta description. And then right here, it's giving me all of the headings right here. And then when you scroll up, here is the length. So some reason with Google, sometimes the longer post wins. You can see this post has 4,473 words. So you can use SEO Minion here as a tool for doing the same kind of research that I just did in Phrase. If you're starting out with no budget, you don't want to have any tools like this, you can do your research with this free SEO Minion tool. Now, when I'm in here, I want to see what the headings are and kind of build out my own heading structure that I'm going to use for the AI to help me write out the content. Now, there's also some really cool things you can do here. that are going to be helpful for a content brief. So right here, you can see I've got all my headers. Here it's showing me external links. These are the links that these articles are out pointing to. And I also have statistics that are in the various blog posts that it analyzed. So I could use some of these if I wanted to refer to some statistics. So like this one right here from TechRadar, I wouldn't mind referring to that statistic. Here's something really cool. And there isn't a way of doing it without a tool. So it's up to you whether you feel like you need it. And this right here is going to give you a list of topics. These are essentially words that they are finding common with the top 18 results that are being used in the writing. So if you are writing yours out, you might want to fit in some of these words such as video player, bandwidth, pricing, all of these various all these various phrases here you might want to consider adding to your article. Unfortunately, that's something that you can't really do that manually. Here's something you can do manually, and I'll show you how to in a moment. And these are common questions that people are asking about this topic. So at the end of your blog post, you might want to also answer some of these questions and use an FAQ schema. And it's actually very easy to do. So here are some of the questions right here that, and these are great, right? Here, is it better to host my own videos or use video hosting site? What is the best video hosting solution? Let's look at some of these as well here. What are the video hosting options for my website? Can't I just host the videos on my site? So these are really good questions that you can add. However, don't worry about it. If we go back to that Google search right here, there's something called PAA, and that stands for People Also Ask. The SEO Minion app also adds this grid right here. And this is going to give you access to additional information. So then what you do is you go here to the drop down, and I chose where it says PAA suggestions 20 clicks. I clicked on go, and essentially it expanded out and compiled all these people also ask questions. And it did it into a CSV file. And here is that CSV file right here. And this is the data that SEO Minion will capture for you. And you might want to use this inside of what you end up writing in your blog post. And these are great questions as well. Right here, should I host my own videos? What is the best video hosting site? How much does it cost to host videos? And it even scraped down the answer that people gave. Obviously, you should have some understanding of the subject matter so you can see if these answers are correct, but you can use some of these questions and we'll write our own answers inside of your blog post. So now I'm going to go back to Phrase. I'm going to click right here where it says My Content, and I'm going to start writing some of my outline. Now, when you're doing a list post, that's where you're listing out a few recommendations based upon your research. You don't want to just jump right into those recommendations. You also want to add who, what, when, where, why, where possible. So we would do the why use video hosting or something along those. And then we could also do how to host your videos. So you can add some who, what, when, where, why, where applicable. So what I want to do now is I want to kind of skeleton outline my list post, including the several recommendations that I'm going to add for hosting your videos. Now, what's nice right here is most of these articles are going to end up having the same suggestions. Of course, I have Presto Player. It's my product, and I might add that to the suggestions as well. So here is what Kinsta, and I'm sure they did a ton of research. They're not experts in this. Let's go ahead and expand to take a look at some of their suggestions. So here's what they're suggesting. First, they're suggesting YouTube. So if I click on this little icon here, it adds YouTube right here to my content outline. I'll go ahead and hit enter. So I would probably talk about YouTube. I wouldn't talk about Daily Motion, but certainly you have to have Vimeo in that list. I'll change my numbering. That's fine. I wouldn't talk about Facebook. Definitely Wistia. So you can see how this tool's done a lot of my research. I talk about VuePlayer, but it's not named VuePlayer anymore. It's named Spotlighter, and that's where having a little bit of understanding of the topic really goes a long way. So we can also add in Brightcove, which I think is a pricier option. And let's also add in Presto Player. So now I can also go and dig into what other ones are recommending. So let's see if this is actually making recommendations. I don't think so. Why use video hosting sites? They're just trying to rank for that. I want to see what their recommendations are to save myself some time. Okay, so let's see which ones these are which ones this is recommending right now. I'll go in there. Actually, I'll go ahead and keep scrolling and seeing some other suggestions. And also when you're looking through this, you want to see some of the headings and the sections that these different websites are using, and you can adapt them for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and order this properly, and let's get some headings above it and below it, and then jump on into the AI writer. Okay, so here is kind of a loose heading outline. And down here, I'm going to go ahead and add in some questions that I want to answer. So I'm going to go right here to questions. And you can see it's from people also ask right here. This is what I just got out of SEO Minion. But I also have the option of searching on Quora as well as Reddit right here. So instead of me going to Quora and going to Reddit, I can just go right here inside of the tool. So I'm going to go ahead and choose some of these. Awesome. So I have a rough outline here. Another neat feature in Phrase right here is where it says automate content brief. So if I go ahead and click on this, it's going to pull a lot of this information together, and it's going to automatically create a content brief here that I could give to a writer and then just put in my outline that I've put together. Let me show you what this looks like really quick. So I would fill in my goal, target audience, the keyword phrase. You see how it has all of the information here that I can give off to a writer, and they can take this and have a total jump start on writing this out. So basically it's a report with all of this information right here. But anyways, my point of this video is not to talk about Phrase at all, and I'm already giving you a free option right here. In order to get the best results out of an artificial intelligence writing engine, you really have to go into it with a plan. Now, there are ways, and I can show you where it can help you come up with a plan. I just find it's better to not use that for that, but to come up with your own plan through doing your own research. SEO Minion is a gem. It's been out for a few years. Sometimes these tools can be free and then they can go paid, but it's been out for years and it's completely free. So anyways, now that we kind of have a rough outline of what we want to write about, now we're going to jump into the artificial intelligence engine and have it start doing some of this writing. So I'm going to show you that process step by step. Now, there's a link down below if you want to try the artificial engine and you sign up. It's a paid thing. They've got a plan that starts at $29 a month, but when you use the link, you can get a free trial and you can get an extra 10,000 words per that it will write for you. So it's $30 a month, and there's an extra 10,000 words it will write for you. You could do a whole lot more than content writing with this tool, but let's go ahead and jump into using the AI writer. So you go ahead and enter wpcrafter.com/Jarvis. That's the link down below, and it's going to give you additional words that you can use. Let's go ahead and take a look at the plans really quick for it, and then we're just going to jump in and use it. So here's the starter plan right here, and it gives you 20,000 words. That link will get you a bonus of 10,000, and you can try it out for a trial if you wanted. This is not the plan I have because I'm writing a lot. I'm using the $99 a month plan. This allows me to have 3 team members, so me and 2 content writers just working on this. I actually don't really log in as much as I have my writers logging in, and they're able to write a whole lot more using this. But really why I'm after this is for the unlimited words. Now, content writers are very expensive. So $99 a month to help them to write better and write more and write faster. It's very easy for me to justify paying that. But anyways, you can try it out and see if you like it. There's another thing here that we are going to use is this long form assistant. And this is something that only comes in the Pro plan. Okay, so here I am. I'm logged in and I'm going to use that long form assistant. There's lots of ways you could do this if you wanted to use the less expensive plan. It's just a little bit more copying and pasting, but we're going to be doing copying and pasting easy. So this long form assistant is not essential. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I'm going to click right here where it says long form assistant. And I'm going to go through a few of the steps here. I might use some of the stuff it generates. I might not. So the first thing is to write what this blog post is going to be about. So I'll fill this out really quick. So this is what I wrote right here. I said, write a blog post about the best video hosting services. In this post, we'll cover the 9 best video hosting sites. I should put that plural. Sites for businesses and help them find the right solution for their needs. The target keyword is best video hosting. So I'll go ahead and click on continue, and then right here I can enter in a title. I don't have one, so I'll just have it generate some ideas. Sometimes there's some great ideas, sometimes there aren't, and sometimes I might want to mix and match. So here are the ones that it came up with. 9 best video hosting sites, help you find the solution for your needs. Let's see here. I'm going to go up here, the 9 best video hosting services, which one fits your business needs. That's fine. I can go ahead and tweak that later. And then right here, we can enter in an intro paragraph, or we can have the writer write it. See how it's assisting us. It's not doing everything for us. It's assisting us. So I'm going to just go ahead and let it generate some ideas. Maybe we use some of it. Maybe we don't. Let's see. Okay, here are the 3 that it came up with. I can click on generate more ideas if I don't like any of these. Here's one that I like, and it happens to be the first one. It says, video is one of the most popular types of content on the internet. Whether you're trying to build your brand, improve customer engagement, or increase conversions, video is a must-have for any business that wants to succeed online. But where do you store your videos? And what should be done with them after they've been uploaded? This blog post will answer those questions and more. Sometimes what I end up doing is I'll select one of these, or I'll kind of mix and match some, so I can copy some of this one and choose this one and kind of mix it together. So for example, I don't like the way this one ends, but I like the way that this one ends, where it says right here in this post, so we're letting people know what they're going to get. It says, in this post, we'll cover 9 of the most popular video hosting services. So we're using those keyword phrases, video hosting services, so that you can find the one that fits your strategy. So, and it's not market strategy, so I'll tweak that a little bit. So let me copy this into my clipboard, but then choose this one right here. And then I'll click on Open Editor. So here I have that intro paragraph, and there's actually a little bit more to it that it wrote. So right here, it tends to like clump too much text together, if you ask me. So this right here, I'd probably have the first paragraph, but then I would make this right here the next paragraph. There we go. And so then I would go here, but I didn't want this sentence. I like the one I put in my clipboard. There we go. So I've got my first 3 paragraphs here, the introduction. It's actually funny. It didn't show me this bottom part. It actually did add that part that I wanted, where it covers the needs. So let me go ahead and go like this and go ahead and remove that. There we go. This is looking good. And it's already listing out suggestions, but I don't want their suggestions because I already have my outline. So next, I'm going to go back into phrase where I have my outline, and I'm going to put this in my clipboard. And then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to paste it in right here. Now, this has something called a markdown editor. So it's good to use that when we're using the AI writer. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to put pound. That is to let the artificial intelligence tool know that this is a heading right here. So that's a H2, and then I'm going to go like that. And down here, That's a heading and that's a heading. There we go. I'm going to copy that and let's go ahead and paste that in. So I've got my headings in place. There we go. And number 9. There we go. And then we're going to want to answer these questions. So this is just so that the writer knows that these are headings. And so this information should be independent of the text that came before it. So let's first write this first paragraph. What is video hosting? So I could go ahead right now and click on this compose button and see what the AI writer does for me and choose the length of what I want them to write. It could be a little unpredictable. Sometimes you might get better results if you start typing the sentence and then click on that button. But let's go ahead and click on compose and just see what it comes up with. We can always remove it. So let's go ahead and see. All right, so let's go ahead and clean up the formatting. And it says video hosting, as the name suggests, is when your video files are stored on a server and then distributed to viewers. Actually, this is not bad. It is explaining it pretty well. So then right here, it actually goes into some of the reasons why you would use a video hosting service. Protecting intellectual property, and I didn't have a why section. I could, if I wanted to, go and put a new section in here that says why use video hosting. So we have what is video hosting, and then we can have why use video hosting. I'll actually do that right now. Okay, so that's fine. And it only wrote 600 characters. So right here, it stopped with its outlining. I could continue writing this if I wanted to, or get rid of the section. The idea is that this is going to help us write. It's not going to do everything for us. So it might need some cleaning up. Now you also know the blue button goes away. It's basically wanting you to add some more input that the AI can take and produce new output, but we're going to move on. Okay, so now I want to fill out an introductory paragraph and then go through my bullet points of the different or some information about the different services. So I'm going to put this in my clipboard where it says best video hosting sites. Just like that, I'll put that in my clipboard. And then I'm going to click right here where it says advanced mode. And this is where I can use all of the different writing tools to write just a particular part of this article. And I want to write the part right here, an introductory paragraph for best video hosting sites. So I'm going to choose this tool here that says blog post intro paragraph. And I'm going to go ahead and paste in my title for the section. And I'll put for the product name, video hosting services. And then you can also choose a tone of voice. I'm going to leave it blank. I'm going to go ahead and generate the content. Now, sometimes it doesn't paste it in the right spot. So let's see. And it's going to give me a couple options. Actually, it's going to let me copy and paste it across. All right. Okay, so I'll just read through these really quick. I think I like this first one. I would probably tweak it a little bit. So I'm going to click right here where it says copy to clipboard. And I'm going to go ahead and paste it in right there. And so there is my introductory paragraph for that. So let me go ahead and get rid of power mode. And you can see we're moving right along right now. So far, this post has 296 words to it. So next, what I'm going to show you is how to get the information for each of these, but I'm not going to do them all in the video because it's going to take a long time. So let's first let me show you how I do this. I'm going to go to Wistia's website. So what I want to do is see what Wistia says about itself. Now, this is where we're going to use SEO Minion. I'm clicking here and I'm clicking on Analyze. And so right here is what Wistia says about itself in the description. See how our video and podcast hosting, marketing tools, and player customizations and detailed analytics can help you grow your business. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this right here into my clipboard. And here I am back at the writer. I'm going to go back into power mode and I'm going to use the tool here that says product description. So I'll click there. I'll paste in the description of what that service says about itself, and I'll put their business name, and let's see what the AI writer has for us. Now, what's nice is you can mix and match portions of this if you wanted to. I like this one right here. Let's read it. It says, host and increase the effectiveness of your videos with Wistia, a leading video hosting company. Upload and host all types of client uploaded video content. You might need to tweak it a little bit. And you do want to have some familiarity with Wistia or with the service that you are listing in this post. It says with customization such as closed captions, playlists, thumbnails, all that. I like this. I'll go ahead and copy this to the clipboard, and I'll go right here to Wistia. I'll hit enter, and then paste that in. There it is, Wistia, and this is very heavy of a paragraph. Remember, I said you need to break it up a little bit. So I might go like this, I might go like this, and I might go like this. Now, some of these sentences, you might not like the way that it's written. There's a great tool in here. You can see the word count's already almost at 400 words. So you can highlight the sentence, and there's an option to rewrite it. So I could already see this needs to be rewritten right here. But anyways, I'm going to go like this. I highlight it, and we have right here, it says rephraser. And so I can just go ahead, and there's also make more creative. So any sentence you can go, you can click this, and it's going to give me an alternative writing. Now you might not like that, and then you can go ahead and click right here to try again, or you click right here on the check mark and it will end up replacing it. So this would need a little tweaking because it says see how our detailed analytics. You're going to want to change that. I just changed there. See how their detailed analytics help you identify customer trends, like what browsers they're using or which city they're from. So you can make better market. So you can better market your business on various channels. All right. And so you would go through that same process for YouTube, Vimeo, all 9 of these, and you'd probably be close to about 1,000 words at that point. It's really getting up there. So I'm not going to do that right now. And then you could write a summary right here if you wanted to, or put a conclusion in. You can go back and use the AI writer for this. I would probably do the same thing where I would use the I would use the blog post intro paragraph, even though it's the last paragraph in this article. You can do that. So you'll continue going on filling out that the way that I showed you, filling out the different parts of it, the conclusion, everything. Now, just by doing that, you're not done with your content just yet. You've got your content written. You need to read over it and make sure you add some of your own insights. It's the AI is there to assist you, not do everything for you. So you can go in there and expand on some points, make sure some of the spots where it might be listing out features or it might be listing out any kind of statistics, you want to make sure that those are accurate, true, and correct for sure. And then you're not done. The next step of content is you want to take this and put it inside of WordPress. You have to format it with your headings. We're sort of doing it here, but you want to put those headings in, and you also need to add images. You need to add any kind of internal links to it. Now, that tool I was using, Phrase, helps with some external links, and there's also tools to help with internal links. And then you want to SEO optimize it. There certainly are a lot of steps to writing content, but you can see just in the length of this video, just kind of off the cuff, I had already gotten to the point of almost 400 words. And if I had another 10 or 15 minutes, I spared you from that. I could have easily gotten this up to 2,000 or 2,500 words, which was kind of the target for this keyword phrase, and it will end up ranking great. I'm going to actually continue through on the process of this and get this posted and see how it does. Now, the AI it writes unique content. It passes all of those. It's not copying and pasting from someplace else. It's essentially doing the job that your writer would have to do in doing all of this research and then figuring out how do they want to describe things. It's just essentially doing all that work that you would do yourself. So it's really a tool to accelerate what you're able to accomplish on your own. So anyways, if you want to check out this content writer, I've tried out a bunch of them. This one by far is the best, and it gives you those seats that you can give out to your content writers. And then you would boil this down to a SOP and get them writing 10 times as much content for you in about half the time. Might be exaggerating a little. 5 times is very doable. 5 times the amount of content in half the time, guaranteed, using artificial intelligence. Now, there's a whole heck of a lot more you can do in this tool. I'm also going to tomorrow post a full review of some of the highlights of what you can do. You saw when I started this video, it was written by the tool. You can write headlines for your website, subheadlines, persuasive bullet points. I can write video descriptions. In fact, the video description for this video, I will write using this tool. There's just so much that you can do with it. If you want to check it out, that link gets you an additional 10,000 words if you wanted to try out one of their trials. It is a referral link, but I know you can get a ton out of this video, and I'm not the only one doing it. There's people writing books, entire books, using this tool. I don't necessarily recommend it, but you could try it. So anyways, let me know what you think about the content that you saw this write in the comment section down below. I know you'll have questions. You can also ask those down below as well. Thanks for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.